dinner party starts off with something really delicious, and in this case we're going to go for some asparagus with burnt butter, toasted hazelnuts and Ticklemore cheese, which is a really nice, it's a semi-hard goat's cheese that's full of flavour and really interesting texture. And what's fantastic about it is that it's goat's cheese, so people with dairy problems tend to be able to stick with it, which is great. We all know asparagus is good for us, but the reason why is that it's a water-soluble fibre that helps dispel toxins, and therefore it really supports the liver. If you've never cooked with asparagus, it's actually really easy, and do you know what? This time of year it's great because it's actually quite cheap. So you get your sprig of asparagus, this is a mighty big one, and this end is quite woody. You don't really want to cook with it. So what you can do is just hold the asparagus and it will break naturally where it's meant to break. So a good way of doing it is to break one or two, just to make sure they're around the same length, which these are, and then just go in with a knife with the rest of them. So I'm just gonna pop these into boil, really, just for about 1 to 2 minutes. You wanna keep them really al dente. Now, the next ingredient that we're using are some hazelnuts, and the great thing about nuts is that, specifically for liver health, they are anti-inflammatory, so you couldn't really ask for a better ingredient. Now, these are a really good quality hazelnut, and I'm just gonna chop them up. I don't want these too finely chopped. I think it's important to have texture. I mean, the whole point of putting the hazelnuts in here is partly because we want, you know, the flavour, but equally to have a bit of crunch. So the asparagus are ready, and I'm just going to take these out and drain them. And that is such, you know, really that's the majority of the hard work done. So I've got a hot frying pan going off here, and I'm just going to put in some butter. Essentially what I'm going to try and do is burn this butter. What a lot of people don't realise is that actually burning your butter will separate the milk solids from the butter and actually makes it a little bit better for you and reduces the cholesterol level a bit, which is fantastic. So this is foaming away nicely. I'm just going to add my hazelnuts into here. We're just going to toast these off in that butter and get the hazelnuts even nuttier. To that I'm going to actually add a pinch of salt, some pepper. So this is pretty much there. You can see that the butter gets a lot less foamy. I'm going to cut this lemon in half, and just last minute we're going to finish this off with some fresh lemon juice and just turn that heat off. And that is literally it. Now, a lot of people feel a bit weird about putting salt in their food, but when you're putting salt in fresh food, there's no reason to be worried. It's literally the over-processed foods that you find in the supermarkets that you really have your problems with. So I'm literally going to spoon over some of this burnt butter and my toasted hazelnuts. And then finish off with just a shaving of some of this, which is Ticklemore cheese and Great British cheese. It's sort of like a semi-hard goat's cheese. It's got a bit of give to it, but it will shave still. And the other great thing about this particular goat's cheese is that it's a high quality protein and therefore not remotely bad for you. And proteins are so good for your body. So there we have it. This is my asparagus with toasted almonds, burnt butter and Ticklemore cheese. All of this has been in order to raise awareness for World Hepatitis Day. What we're trying to get you to do is, on the 28th of July, have supper parties all around the country. Think, come dine with me, but with liver-friendly foods. So if you want to get involved, all you need to do is just have a look at our website.